Hello and welcome back to SirKentSaid.com. So, I want to talk about a South Korean thriller that nobody's really talking about that shines a light on how societies around the world tend to look at us as Americans, especially when it comes to gun violence. And that series, which is 10 episodes long on Netflix, is called Trigger. It tells a story of two of the main characters, Lee Do and Moon Bak. Lee Do is prior military who has seen some shit serving his country and pretty much is burnt out. He's traumatized from everything he's done and decides to join the police force. And before you say anything about that, yes, a lot of police forces are unarmed. Japan, South Korea, China, they tend to be unarmed. But if you bring out a firearm, which are illegal in all three of those, you have to deal with the military. Their SWAT is military. So bear that in mind. But it tells the story of someone flooding the streets of South Korea with not only firearms, free firearms, and he has found a way to target people who are at the point to where they think they need a firearm to settle the problem they have. Now, most people in South Korea look at America as idiots as far as gun violence. They think it only happens due to stupidity and racism. Kind of true. And when I say this kingpin is flooding the streets of South Korea, at one point they estimate that there are roughly 30,000 new firearms circulating in the wild somewhere out in the streets of South Korea. Compare that to 450 million registered guns in America. So in this series, they basically have 1% of the guns we have here. And yes, if that sounds preachy and commentary-y, that's exactly what it is. It hits you over the head again and again with how they see gun violence compared to us. How a mass shooting would absolutely terrorize them. But to us, it's a Tuesday. It also makes you think because they really build up introduce and allow you to get familiar with the people who end up taking up firearms thanks to this asshole. And that makes the consequences of their choices even harder to watch because you feel for these people. You know, you some of them are bullied, some of them are overlooked. There's an assault involved in this. They come from all walks. They go from school-age kids to elderly mother who lost a son. It runs the gambit, and all of these people, you know, over the course of 10 episodes until they do what they do, you feel for them when they make a decision. And when they get this free weapon or weapons in some cases, because there is a mass school shooting in this, and it hits hard. And you don't feel so much for the guy who finally got it. You feel for the kids who do it because they were pushed to this point. And in the process of getting this one motherfucker and his crew, they hurt a whole lot of kids. I mean, just a whole lot of kids getting in this one dude and his 4 or 5 dick waffles. So, yeah. It is a commentary on the epidemic of gun violence in the United States as it is seen from the rest of the world. The shootouts are kinetic, and you feel how the way they are shot, you feel how kinetic and close range, enclosed mass shooting takes place, how it feels. There are also several fight scenes that are very well choreographed. A few cuts that, unless you're mean, you probably won't notice, but they're very, very well choreographed. All in all, it is worth it to watch this series, except for the part that it is in all Korean. So you have to read it first and watch it again. But I'm going to recommend this. You really should check this out because it's not getting enough love. And I am going to give it, with the exception of having to read the goddamn movie and watch it again, or goddamn series and watch it again, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because it makes you think about things. And those are my thoughts, and I'll see you on the other side.